Kelsey. Thank you for joining us again for Turn the Page with Paige, where we uncover the story behind the bedtime stories that children are enjoying. Gourmet and popcorn might not be two things that you automatically think go together, but a St. Louis man has made a successful business out of just that. And now he is venturing into the world of children's books. From Pop Pop Hooray's Tony Davis comes Poppy the Panda Needs a Birthday Cake. Young readers will delight as Poppy's journey unfolds through a whimsical world, introducing a cast of lovable friends who accompany Poppy on his quest to make a birthday cake. The charming book celebrates friendship and imagination. And Tony joins us today in studio to talk about his story. Yeah. Always good to catch up with you. You're a busy guy.
Man, I am, but I'm always good to be here and love to sit with you, Paige.
Thank you.
I'm excited.
We're going to talk much more about that famous popcorn in just a minute. But first, why a children's book, Tony?
Man, so I'm an avid advocate for like youth literacy and youth reading. So we work with like local organizations like Ready Readers. So I had the idea to possibly write a book. We had Poppy the Panda, which you know is our mascot. So the idea was floating around in my mind, and I knew I had to get past my harshest critics, which is my kids. So I floated it out there to them about like, I'm thinking about writing a children's book. And they got excited, which made me more excited. So I decided to go from me writing a book to us writing a book together. And that's kind of how it all came about.
Really a Davis family project. Let's talk more about the story itself. We're going to jump inside and show a few pictures as we continue the conversation. I guess what's the storyline? What's Poppy up to?
Yeah, so it's Poppy's trying to make a birthday cake. But along the way of trying to get the ingredients for the birthday cake, he ends up getting ingredients to make a bracelet. Yep, so it's a moral story. So I wanted to make sure that we created a children's book that had a moral to it and something that my kids and other kids could take away. So the moral of the story is appreciate what you have, being resourceful, and actually being given and having a support system around you. So those were like, when we started the book, we started with those in mind. Like, okay, what would we like someone to learn from the book? Yeah. Which was kind of like a different take on a children's book. So we started with what we wanted to learn, and then we made the storyline around that.
So is it kind of like a make lemonade out of lemons message?
Exactly, yeah. Make lemonades out of lemon, and then just being appreciative. Like, I literally learned a lesson from the book myself, is that like sometimes you're looking for other things and you already have it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so he really wanted to make a birthday cake for his friend and end up making a bracelet that the friend loved even more. So
yeah, and so then you kind of learn to celebrate things too, right? And children walk away with that appreciation of, you know, celebration.
Yeah, exactly. Celebrating your friends and celebrating your environment, being resourceful. Yeah. It's like the big thing. So like, I'm excited about it. I love it.
Well, speaking of being resourceful, that kind of is a nice segue into some of the activities inside the book. Tell me what those are.
Yeah, so it was really important for me too that it be something that you can take away from the book. So we have two activities. One is a family activity, which help young people and kids identify their support system. Like, who can you go to when you're sad, when you're hungry, when you need something, right? Identifying a support system in your family, your community. And then the other one is an outdoor activity. So as a father of three, you know, we're trying to get our kids off the screens, get them off in front of the TV. So I wanted to put that in there. So it's an outdoor activity that allows kids to go outside, explore their front and backyard, and make a bracelet the same way that Poppy did. But you get to explore some nature, you get to get outdoors. So we wanted to make sure we put something like that in there.
I love it. We have to get these kids outside.
Got to get them outside by any means.
Okay, we've talked about it a little bit. Your family is just so beautiful.
Oh,
they're adorable.
Thank you.
I have to talk more about how this was a family venture and how your kids really, it's like you combined your imaginations.
Yes. Yeah, so like when I first came with the idea, they jumped on board like it needs this, it needs that. Then they kind of became my sounding board. Then it became my co-authors. Then it became like the full inspiration. Like, so I mean, we really went through Barnes and Nobles and different bookstores, looking at other books. I mean, we worked through the storyline. Like, it really was an all hands on deck, all the way down to my 4-year-old. Like, everybody was hands on deck with this book.
So they probably feel ownership of it too. What did they say the first time they literally held that copy in their hands?
Oh man, like elated, like to really see it come to life, because I did the illustration on it. So they saw it in black and white. And so once they finally saw it, it was in full color and they got to see it. So like to see them light up and their excitement and turning through the book and like, oh, it's a real book. And so man, I mean, I was sold. I was through the moon just off seeing that.
I'm always blown away when someone can write and illustrate a story. Are you a natural artist, or is that a talent that you developed?
I kind of developed. I've always been an entrepreneur, as you know, and so like I have a marketing background, and so I do different marketing and brand development, but I never done any illustration in a book. I mean, so it just kind of started with trying to get a cover done, and then page by page, and before you know it, I was illustrating it.
But look at that great lesson that you taught your kids along the way.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so author, illustrator, dad, entrepreneur.
Yes.
Tony is the owner of Pop Pop Hooray. And congratulations, by the way, your business, your location in St. Charles County celebrating 1 year.
Oh, yeah, just
that's a great
celebrating 1 year.
milestone.
Yeah, that's amazing.
What's new at Pop Pop Hooray?
Man, so on the subject of reading, so we created a Pages to Popcorn program. Yep, so it's kind of like the Pizza Hut book it program, if you remember that.
Yes!
So, yeah, so if you do a book report, you could bring it in and get a free bag of popcorn.
I love that!
Yeah, so we just launching that initiative, so that's a great thing. So books, reading, popcorn, I'm all in.
Yeah, now I'm craving that like personal pan pizza from Pizza Hut from back in the days. But I think popcorn's a good replacement.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Okay, so you know kids are going to be looking for some other stories to read to earn that bag of popcorn.
Oh, yes.
Can you give them some ideas? Is there another story from your childhood that you love?
I've always been a big fan, of course, Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Yeah.
I'm a big Bernstein Bears guy. I've read so many Bernstein Bears books. So those are like my top 2 books. Bernstein's and Clifford the Big Red Dog. Can't go wrong with those.
Big fan of both of those. Tony, great to see you. Congratulations
thank you
on your story.
Appreciate it, Paige.
We're so glad that you joined us to hear more about Tony and the Panda's story, Poppy. We hope that you will stay tuned here to KMOV's YouTube channel for our next episode of Turn the Page with Paige.